All right, problem 6.8 millimeters. Part origin is located at the center of the back kind of spool looking thing. The sketch lines, center line circles, not sure what they're trimming, sketch fillets, offset entities. Revolves, extrude boss, extrude cut, and the U boss is tangent to the origin or to the through hole, passes through the origin. So without an angle or some geometry locating, it seems like this would be able to pivot, but um, just a first impression is that we're going to want to pay attention to that geometry when we get to it. So let's take the easy stuff first and go to the top plane. Picking the top plane because it kind of passes through the part, and we'll be able to generate that first geometry pretty quickly. So top plane, let me go in. Nope, it did not do it. Top plane sketch, there we go. And our revolve gets a center line, vertical, we're already for construction. We'll add the infinite length. And this is going to be mid, so we can go ahead and create our geometry. And do something like that. It's going to be closed off anyway to create the region. So once I have that geometry, I grab the midpoint, so those would just be coincident. And we will go with our overall. Nope, we're going to get 2. And chances are those are always going to stay the same. So since it inverted, we'll grab one of these endpoints and drag it out. And rather than add the other dimension, we'll set it to equal because thinking that it will probably, those two flanges will stay the same. So 35. What do we have for an overall? 40. So it did not stay in diameter, but I also clicked something else there, so I might have kicked it out. Since the bottom did not move, still seeing the dimension, hit escape one more time. Get away from my context, it's not being very helpful there. All right, we've got our geometry, just a quick double check, the 40, the outside. All right, so let's go ahead and revolve 360 degrees. We'll open up the sketch, and it is horizontal to the center line. So let's go ahead and make sure that the center point, Control select the origin and make those horizontal. Our dimension then was a diameter of 5, and it has a dimension. I'll go ahead to the origin. Usually would probably pick the perimeter, but it has a dimension of 10 to that center. And then we're going to extrude cut and go through all. All right, so now for the U shape. It's going to pass through the origin, pass tangent to the circle, and then work its way back up. So those two I missed, so we need to make that. We'll go ahead with perpendicular, and then coincident. All right, and then those two probably, yeah, those two are going to end up being equal. All right, so our distance then, we have a from the center to the line, not to the midpoint, to the line. It goes 9. And then we have an overall of 18, so that may pull it back in. All right, so that looks okay. What other dimensions? We haven't generated the outside yet. That's able to move. Everything else is set. So we go tangent, and then that should be okay. So The radius is then of 6. Let's see, 18 from 30. I wonder if that'll cap it if I go that route. So let's go ahead and select those. 30 minus 18 is going to give me 12, divided by 2 is going to give me 6. And if we offset the entity 6 and reverse the direction, let's see if it'll cap the ends. Don't want arcs, but we do want lines. And we'll go ahead and accept. And then those two should be collinear, so select Control Select, and we go collinear. All right, so the overall then becomes 25. All right, so the outside radius is 6, which means that it will be a sharp corner in the interior. So let's go ahead and just add those in so we can get them done. And we'll go ahead and accept. Kick those out because it did not like my dimension after that. So I don't know if I didn't keep the corners or something else happened there, but we'll go ahead and finish it out and worry about it later. So features, extrude boss, 5 millimeters, and we'll go ahead and hit OK. All right, so that went from the midplane apparently. So I would have sworn it did do the midplane. We need to go from midplane to blind, make sure it's going the right way. And that little bit of a revolve tells me that, yeah, I made the wrong selection there. All right, so let's check our volume first. We'll do the save P6-8. And we're looking for a volume of 9738. We'll go to evaluate, mass properties, and we got our 9738. So the one thing that jumps out at me, if this isn't welded onto this piece, which it really shouldn't be, it would be probably machined. The mantra of round tools do not cut square corners. We are going to need at least a little bit of a radius in those corners so that we can rough this out and have our end mill come in and leave maybe a 2 or 3 millimeter. Usually the recommendation would be as large as you can allow. So this one being 6 millimeters, 3 millimeters would be pretty close to 1/8 of an inch, and most of our tools, at least where I'm at, are in inch. So we would be looking at maybe doing a 3-point, might as well call it a 4 millimeter or a 3 or 4 millimeter radius to hold a decent corner there.